Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Welcome to the party. We have a lot for you. We'll let you know in a second here how much we have for you.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Well, Jenny in Arlington Heights was checking in early saying, hey, you got that thing, welcome to Rockville. She capitalized the rock part of the ville in the text.
Do you want to know if we had that thing, that golden thing, if you will?
Golden thing, which is a trip, VIP trip to Rockville to see Green Day, Linkin Park, Shinedown, Corn, and more. Yes, all the people of Arlington Heights, even the new Bears people working on a stadium there right now, allegedly. Yes, all of that will be happening in just about 6 minutes. Give you that keyword to get things started at 7:05 in Clash with Kenzie for trivia. Coheed and Cambria, guaranteed entry to the pop-up a week from Thursday. And we have Kenzie's Crimes today at 8:20 as well, plus some Silver Sun pickups tickets later on in the show. AJR tickets as well at 8. So, yes, that's all the stuff. That's all the good.
We're doing a lot of things.
A lot of things. A whole bunch of things. But before we get started, we really have to talk about a scary moment yesterday at the radio station. It was very terrifying. When we have a group chat with our boss, and he sent a picture of all these packages coming to the radio station. I think it was about 78 packages, all addressed to Kenzie. And he was very concerned, getting ready to call security. Those dogs, that sniff the packages, and then they get that robot that blows them up in the parking lot. That's what we thought was going on. It was a very, very tense moment. And then when they opened up one of the packages, they realized it was just pencils.
Oh, just pencils?
Just pencils. That
That's
was
all
in
the
there.
pencils coming in.
Yeah, which was a glorious thing because we forgot that we have a pencil drive going on for our local schools.
So my boss immediately thought someone was trying to kill me. But my first thought, and I suppose this is like body positivity or something, was someone loved me so much they sent me a bunch of presents.
That's a great first thought.
As happy as I was that the pencils are coming in, I was slightly disappointed.
Sure. Very reasonable.
That's crazy, because I definitely thought it was anthrax and somebody was trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Everybody that I work with thought, well, obviously someone's trying to kill Kenzie.
Yes. Which is a good
Except
first.
for me.
Yeah. So both people were right. It was a good first thought on our end to think someone put arsenic, I don't know, anything that could kill you in a package.
List all the things that you could possibly send, Brian.
Dude, to kill me.
I don't want to give anybody any ideas. You can go to the internet. The Anarchist Handbook is all there for you if you want to take care
I
of
just
it.
feel like that 3 out of 4 people think if I get a package, someone's trying to kill me.
And then you being the fourth, like that one dentist that says 4 out of 5 dentists use Dentine to help improve your teeth. You think that it's something in a loving fashion for you.
I was like, oh my God, look at these presents.
Yep.
I was excited. Happy the pencils came in.
It could
However.
be 99 out of 100 that thought we were trying to get killed, and you were the one person that thought it was a loving thing.
Yes, and I couldn't wait to open them.
Yep. But the pencils are there. So these are people, our listeners, if you didn't hear this happen on the show, who heard us talking about these schools, we're going to go deliver these pencils, and we'll talk about more of this information later on how you can do it. Unless right now you can throw it out there. How can people buy a pencil for us?
You can text the word pencil to 312-591-8300. That will send you a link to an Amazon wish list. All pencils purchased will be distributed as evenly as we can throughout the Chicago schools that signed up to receive pencils. Because as we found out last week, not only do kids still use pencils, which was news to Brian and I, but schools are in desperate need of pencils.
Both facts mind-blowing.
Absolutely incredible. So we are donating pencils to all the Chicago schools that signed up last week on a Google form that I set up. But yes, though, you can actually make a difference in a kid's life today by texting pencil to our text line.
312-591-8300.
Yes, so I set up that gift registry, hence my name on all the pencils. But here's the deal. There is a million different, it's one brand, but a million different size boxes on there. We have all the way up to like getting a bulk purchase, so you can spend like $60, $90. But the smallest one starts at $2. So it's like, and that's for, I think it's like 5 pencils. So we have every size on there, everything in between. So no matter how much you want to spend, like that is available.
And next week, obviously, we'll be at the Cubby Bear for the Coheed and Cambria pop-up. And then the next day, we're at Almost Home Tavern and Grill for the Cubs home opening broadcast. Both of those events, you can bring sealed, unopened packages of pencils, and we'll have somebody there to collect them. So please feel free to bring a wheelbarrow of pencils, and we will be happy to see you there.
I would love to see a wheelbarrow of
Hard
pencils.
to say.
Wheelbarrow.
It got me too.
Yeah, wheelbarrow
You
of
could have said a
pencils.
bucket. You could have said anything.
A backpack full of
Car
pencils.
full.
Yeah. Whatever you need to do, bring that wheelbarrow down there.
A drone carrying that kid's parachute full of pencils. You know, in the class you had the parachute.
But why is a drone carrying the parachute?
I picture like 4 drones carrying the parachute full of pencils, dropping it off at Almost Home Tavern.
I can't wait till Case has to explain to security that the wheelbarrow is actually his fault, and he should have said that on the radio.
Yeah. So text pencil to 312-591-8300. That's the easiest way to help out Chicagoland schools.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. And the English language in Chicago has gotten a new word. Boomer asking. Boomer asking. So what do you think that means, Kenzie? Boomer asking.
Boomer asking.
Yes.
Is it 2 separate words or one?
It's one together. It's a little awkward to say it. Obviously, boomer is what you think, so boomer asking.
Is it when an older person keeps asking you a question like boomerang? It's like, I already answered this 3 times, like about their phone or their
How do I do the
electronic.
boomerang on the thing? I want my kid's pitch to go back into his glove again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it so you're asking the same question over and over again?
Yeah. Keeps
Case,
coming back around.
what do you think it is?
It's whatever you've been doing since you got your iPhone 16.
Oh,
you've been
boy.
asking a lot of questions about it.
Let me tell you, this new iPhone
point.
16, everybody should have one. What I found out yesterday from our great tech guys, Zach and Giorgio,
Oh, boy.
our video guys, that when I zoomed in on Mumford & Sons from my seat, and I was in good seats, you know,
You do okay.
been a pretty good year. I had pretty good free seats. When I zoom in, the new iPhone 16 with its camera has something called dynamic audio, and it somehow zooms the microphone in too, so you're getting the sound of where you're zooming in from. That is a fact that makes your brain go, that's insane.
I do want to point out that Brian bought a new phone so that his photo with Mumford & Sons could be a higher quality than the one that his previous iPhone camera had.
Correct.
But
But
he didn't get a picture with Mumford and Sons.
well, I got a group picture. We're all together with them, which Zach posted, and people that were there can go check out those pictures.
Q101.com.
Q101.com. But yeah, I didn't get my solo picture.
Which, that sucks.
I got to wait like a year and a half when they come back again. And then to see if they'll let me back
I
there
was going
again.
to say, then, after your behavior.
It's a whole thing. Okay, so boomer asking, we'll tell you what it is in just about 3 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We're going to pour one out. We have a sad Chicago pour one out coming out in just about 6-7 minutes here. But first, a fact that makes your brain go. What is boomer asking? Boomer asking. So this is a new thing out there in Chicago. Maybe someone's going to say it to you if you do it. Now, Kenzie thinks it's when you ask the same question over and over and over again. How do I change the clock on my microwave? Something like that. Then Case thinks it is.
Just whatever you're doing with your iPhone 16 lately.
I got so many questions, but it is the greatest invention ever. It's changed my life for the better. It's really cool. Oh, so boomer asking is this. It's not what Kenzie said. It's not what Case said.
What?
It is when you ask a question solely to end up talking about yourself. That's boomer asking. For example, if someone goes on vacation, you will say, how was your vacation? And before you let them answer, you go, mine was great. And then you proceed to talk about your vacation. Or you might say, how's work going? And before you let the person finish, yeah, well, I've had the worst week ever. Let me tell you about this. And that is boomer asking, when you ask a question only to talk about yourself.
So Brian does all the time. In the studio, what Brian does, he'll be like, how was your weekend? And then as you answer, he goes, right on. And then he tells, which means he's not listening.
Right,
and
right
then
on
he
is the key.
tells you, he's usually looking at his phone, and there's a big, right on. And then he tells you a long story that he obviously really wanted to tell you. And it's like, okay.
Pretty accurate. By the way, good impersonation on my right. Do it again.
Right on.
That's the tell. That's my bluff that I'm listening to you, and I'm not. When I go, yeah, right on. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bad habit. You should be a good listener to people when you ask them a question, and you should be sincere about that question. And occasionally I am, asking that. But I'll try to work on that. Now that this has all come to light here, I'm going to work on it a little bit.
Sometimes when I know, because like Brian gets here first, and then I get here, and then Kenzie gets here. And sometimes if I come in on a Monday and I know Brian's going to have a story from the weekend, I won't even say hi. I'll just say to him, all right, Mumford and Sons, go. I don't want to have the small talk. I don't want to have you do the boomer asking where you're like, oh, you have a good weekend? So I was with Marcus Mumford. Just get to it. I want to cut out the fat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really accurate point. Because I feel like I have to pretend I care about Case this weekend.
But why do we have to keep up the whole charade? Right? Tell us about your weekend.
Sometimes I just walk in and start talking now because I want to cut off all pleasantries. I just want to get to whatever he's got to say so we can then move on with our morning.
Yeah, well, the problem is...
What's the problem?
Is that when you come in, you're very angry about taking the bus.
I'm not. The bus is fine.
You're like, I say, hey, and you go, hey. You're very grumpy when you get in.
Can we have a conversation about this?
Oh, boy. Let me get my popcorn. Kenzie, get your popcorn. I don't know what he's going to talk about
I don't know. Like, we have a conversation about that. It makes it sound like we did something wrong. It's not our fault you're on the bus. We need to talk. Sorry.
I think he's going to play a little victim here. Let's see what happens.
I'm not going to play
I'll
victim.
play a little victim. How belittling.
He's unbelievable. When I walk in the morning,
Yes.
you do something that bothers me to no end.
Okay, let's get into it.
I've never told you about it. I know.
Hold on. I'm glad people are listening right now. This is good. This is rare.
I know I'm going to come across like a bad guy, but it drives me nuts and I think about it constantly.
Let's go.
So, to set the scene, Brian gets here first and we go to the studio and he puts together the show, over in his throne that he sits in with the board and the computers and he's got, 9 monitors over there, whatever it is. So, the door is behind him. I walk in behind him. And every morning, as soon as I open the door, he goes, yo, how's it going? And the yo, oh, God, does it drive me nuts. Because I want to ease into the morning.
Yeah.
I want to sit down and get the hey. And then 5 minutes later, I'll be ready to talk. But you kind of ambush me when I walk in the door.
I do.
And you hit me with a yo. And then
It totally gives you the ick.
it feels like then I got to perform. I got to spin plates. I got to tap dance. I got to do something. Let me get settled in.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to spin plates. I want someone that's coming in here, kicks the door open. It's Stone Cold coming in. That's what I need. I need the Stone Cold music every time you come in.
I have the same thing when I walk in. He doesn't say yo, but he goes, hello. That's what he does when I walk in.
Hello, Miss Lady.
He's a
says that.
character.
And I just go, hi. And I sit down. Like, you could just, I don't feel the need to spin a plate. I'm like, hello.
I want
and then
plates.
I just go do what I want to do.
I want plates.
But you know what I mean when you do the yo thing.
I know
right?
you're both telling the truth. I understand.
Do it. How do you do it?
Yo.
Yeah, that's it.
Sup,
Yeah.
son?
And then it'll be like, so how's it going? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just let me get there.
And then Kenzie walks on. I go like, hello, Miss Lady.
And I don't let it bother me. I go, hi. And
she
then
does
I just
that.
move on.
She goes, I. That's what she does. I.
And then I go do stuff.
Yeah. Listen, I've already been going. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy. I'm all on at that point.
Yeah.
I expect everybody else to walk in at that same energy level. I don't snooze. I get out of bed, pop when the alarm goes off. I get in the shower. I eat some egg whites. I get in the car. I get here. Let's go. No rest for the wicked. I want everybody else on that level.
But I get on that level like 2 minutes later. We had a great time before the show this morning. We were making fun of country music's biggest stars. It was fantastic.
It was great. And that's what I needed. I need that to get my brain working here. We get up at 3 a.m. It can't work right away. We gotta go.
Yeah.
And then I said to Kenzie, hello, Miss Lady. And she goes, hi. How's it going? All right. This was great. This was great criticism. The constructive criticism. As a boomer asking, that's what we got here.
Yeah.
Somehow we got there with that. I'm telling you, I'm not going to change.
I know. Trust me. I know.
Yeah.
I know
Everybody
how you are.
knows.
Yeah, that's where we're at. But that's where we are. I'm not getting therapy. This is how we go. This is how we do it. And this is how we proceed to win.
Getting therapy.
Yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
This is how we win. This is how we do it.
Hey, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Things are going well here.
Things are going good. All right. There we go. All right. There's the fact that makes your brain go somehow out of that. I'm not changing. I'm not leaving.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, coming up in sports, we'll have an update on Piece of Garbage Madness. Our brackets of people and things that were pieces of garbage. Matchups are going constantly on our socials. You vote and you decide who moves on. Plus, you'll never believe what this coach got fired for, a high school girls basketball coach. What he got fired for, and deservingly so. Of course, he's apologizing, but we'll get to what he did in about 6-7 minutes here. But first, we have a couple really important pour one outs today. One is coming up at 7:50 that is also very local related, but this one hits home for people that remember Belmont and Clark, If You Dare.
How do I say goodbye?
Which I do, of course, and this does hurt. If you remember Punkin' Donuts at Belmont and Clark, that whole area of what it stands for. And it's changing. Listen, I get it. Things have to evolve. Can't live in the past. But after 50 years in the neighborhood, Belmont Army Vintage is closing this spring to make way for a new apartment development at 925 West Belmont. This place has been there 50 years and has served the neighborhood, especially a lot of the punk rockers who want the Army gear or any kind of clothes. They also sell new clothes, like, you can get Vans, or girls can get cool skirts there, or black leather jackets. Think of the old store on Clark, The Alley, which is still open, but not what it used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where Target is now. That's the donuts, and then Target went down there. I'm sure the neighborhood needed a Target, I guess.
I don't know. Does every neighborhood in the world need a Target? And Target's fine.
They do. Every neighborhood does need a Target.
I think everybody needs the convenience of a store that has all of that. That's
However,
nice.
yeah, but the Alley on Clark was so incredibly fun to go to after shows. It was open all night, and go in there and do shop. You could buy the Chicago cop jackets, the black leather coats, any kind of vintage gear, concert T-shirts, boots. Kenzie loves her big, like Nine Inch Nails type boots, every kind of boot. So this is a store like that, sadly, going away for apartments. They're going to make 46-unit apartment building, 5 stories. It's right next to the train there.
I will die on this hill. Chicago is like, you're going to have to start traveling to the suburbs to do stuff because all they're building in Chicago is living places. Like, there's no
Living places?
like places to live because there's condos and apartments and homes and whatever, studio and all sorts of stuff. And it's like they're getting rid of stores and restaurants and venues, and like even the Bears are like, okay, we're gonna scoot. So I'm like, this is like, it's so funny that it's like you're gonna live downtown and be like, there's nothing to do. There's only people living here.
Yeah, it's just these old places. Just really hits me home that they're going away, and it's part of the culture of that neighborhood. The Wrigley area was a punk rock community area without question. The Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl talks about going to the Cubby Bear to see a Naked Ray Gun show, which inspired him to play drums. And eventually he didn't even live in the area, moved back to the East Coast and form a band, and then joined Nirvana eventually, and then the Foo Fighters.
Oh, that worked out well.
It worked out well overall. The whole story's got some ups and downs. But other than that...
We're in a down right now. We're in a down. Wait for it to come back up.
But overall...
The downer part of the story.
Overall changed all of our lives. So this upsets me, the Belmont Army Vintage. Now, there is a Belmont Army Surplus.
Which is not going away.
That's not going away. So don't be confused by that. That used to be on Lincoln, but now you say it's over. I can't remember.
It's in Wicker Park. It's over on Milwaukee because it's down the street from the Reckless Records there, which is next to the Suga Records there, which is the hot spot of all the best vinyl in Chicago. And then you can go and get like a sweet Dickies jacket as well. What a great area.
Very good clout conversation there.
Come on now. Freshman in college case rolling up looking for a Dickies jacket and some
What's
Smith's
the
vinyl.
record store that you're not allowed to go to? You have to be invited.
That's the one I was going to buy Case a gift card for, and once I walked in, I knew I didn't belong there, and I forgot.
Vinyl Direct?
No, Artist something Direct, Music Direct over on Bryn Mawr, which they're ridiculous. The amount of gear and albums they have, but you got to be kind of invited to look at the stacks. And I knew Case wouldn't get invited, so I didn't pull the gift card there. I pulled it.
I would just think it would be hard in today's climate to Chicago's a super expensive place to have a business, okay? you'd have to really move some vinyl, okay, to like, and then you also make it difficult to get into your store. It's like, what a business plan. Everybody else is like doing dances on TikTok, begging people to come like spend money.
But I will
And they're
tell you,
like,
Kenzie.
not you.
I will tell you, they do it though. They do it. The place will
That's
do it. It's
crazy.
thriving. It's thriving.
That is crazy. Good for them.
Kendrick checked in from Uptown, our guy that I sent to the White Sox game. I don't like the Belmont area changing so much. It's losing the life force that gives it the identity. Hate it. Exactly right. 100%. Perfect what it is.
I feel the same way. I mean, Logan Square is going through this right now. I mean, it feels like it's a long-standing issue in Logan Square. I think Wicker Park is going through a similar thing, and it bums me that we're losing character as much as we are, like Kenzie said, for all of these living spaces, which, by the way, I don't know if anybody's noticed, is not making rent cheaper.
No, it's
Which is weird because you'd think.
Yeah, you'd think.
Like, that's just standard supply and demand, you'd think. Like, look at all these options.
yeah. There's just too much demand, and people of means want to move in those neighborhoods, and that keeps the rent high. Which good for them if they have the money to rent that apartment. But it'd be nice to have something where I could still buy food after living in an apartment. That'd be great.
Awesome.
That'd
Oh my God, it'd be great.
Food's cool. Food's pretty awesome. So Case panicked when he saw this. Actually got excited because Belmont Army Vintage is now everything is going to be 50% off while they're getting ready to close the store. So it's 925 West Belmont Army Vintage. Make sure you go there if you want to get a crazy price on some great gear. Case thought it was Belmont Army Surplus, where apparently he wants to buy some loafers there, not 50% off.
No, full price.
What is the full price of those loafers?
$225 US.
Damn.
What?
I don't spend that much on clothes at all.
You ripped on me for my dinner over the weekend?
Well, you live a good life.
Yeah, but that's all.
First off, your dinner was like $1,000,
Okay.
and you like at least Case would rewear his shoes. So don't come at Case for that.
I stand by the statement that dinner was worth $1,000.
It's gone though. Look, poof. Okay. So Case texted me a picture and said, "Am I too fat and tall to wear these?" Is this the random text that I got?
And they're a cream-colored loafer that if you're in like a cool Clash-sounding punk band, you might wear.
Fancy feet over here.
Fancy feet. And was I too fat and or tall to wear them?
Yeah, what was
No,
your
I
answer?
just said my answer was, "No, you're not." Pero you need a very
That's not what she said in the text thread.
Wait, you need a very specific outfit. You need to be careful with your outfit.
And
I
then
want
she
to see
called
what
me
you
a
put with
fat
these loafers.
cow.
And also that statement, you got to wear something very specific, means you don't have that outfit.
Boy, do I know that.
Because there's going to be more shopping involved if you're going to buy these shoes.
Yeah. It's shoes with a one outfit. It's like everything, the shirt, the pants, and those shoes isn't one outfit together, and you can only wear it together, and you'll probably only wear it once.
Well, I would like to dress differently than I do, and maybe that just involves going to Belmont Vintage and filling my basket as much as I can now that they're 50% off. I just hate the way that I look, and I think maybe different clothes would help.
No, I get that. No, hey. Makeovers are valid. Stop it. But your pants are going to have to be a lot shorter if you wear those shoes.
Shorter.
Like capri.
Like you're going to need, the little fold up that some of
Yeah.
you guys do?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you have to fold up with the loafers.
They used to
You can't
call
have
those
like
floods.
a bag into the loafer.
Yeah, they used to call them floods, but now they're cool. Capri type pants.
I don't think I'm going to be wearing capris.
But just a little bit, not like capri, like the way Brian's talking is like slightly below the knee. I don't mean that.
No,
either.
not that. I'm talking, the kind of.
Like like a light high water, and they wear like a good sock or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at when Dougie Styles comes in. Look at the pants he's wearing today.
Oh, he's
don't-
always in capris.
but I
His
don't wanna look
ankles
like-
are freezing all the time.
Hold on. I love Dougie Styles to death. I don't want to look like Dougie Styles.
Well, you can't
I
pull
know.
that off.
I know. Trust me. I know.
Yeah, you can't do
I
it.
wasn't trying to dress you like Dougie.
Thank you.
I'm saying the pants he wears is what you need to wear, is what Kenzie's describing. Those kind
I'll
of
just
pants.
start sending you fancy men in loafers. Okay, I'll start texting you some pictures.
Thank you, Kenzie.
Why don't you post those on Facebook and say, am I too fat or tall to wear these? That's exactly what you said, Kenzie.
Post that on Facebook.
I'll do
He
it
is
then.
going to end his life by the end of the day. You can't post it like that online. They say that anyways.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.